Alright, for you control lovers out there, today we've got a pretty sweet new deck to try out. This one's a little bit nastier than some of the other ones we've been playing. This is a blue-black or Demir control deck that Artex has been playing lately. I saw it and I thought it looked sweet, and I just wanted to try it out and see how it does. It actually feels like the blue-black control decks of a year ago when Guilds of Ravnica, or whenever Guilds of Ravnica had recently come out. And as much as I hated them back then, I think that they're pretty cool, and I think it'll be fun to try this out. So this is a discard-based control deck, as opposed to counter-based control decks or removal primarily based control decks. This is going to focus heavily on the hand. So like a blue-white control deck is going to focus on countering a lot of spells and wiping the board. This wants to empty your opponent's hand and then gain value through top end of Connive Concoct, Eldest Reborn, which is a card I love, and Doom Whisperer. So it should be fun. There is a ton of removal in this deck. So we've got 8 pieces of discard, which is, we've got 2 Divest, 2 Duress, 4 Thought Erasure, and then we've got Disinformation Campaign. So 12 pieces of stuff that will discard. You can use Plague Crafter to cause discard, but then on top of that we've got 12 pieces of removal, 16 if you count the Eldest Reborn. So I think this is gonna be a really fun deck, and I guess we'll see how it does. I'd love to see one of these days a deck go 3-1 or 4-0. But yeah, we'll take it for a spin and see how it does. I do think this is a weak card. I would probably rather either play Unsummon or Cast Down, but the Surveil is nice to allow us to get our Disinformation campaign back. So, yeah, here we go. Alright, game 1. We are going to be on the play, and I think this is a keep. The only weakness is we don't have double black, but I think this is worth it. So I'm going to start Swamp to let them know that they're in for a terrible experience, and this is probably, we'll see. This may just be Gruul Stompy, in which case these are going to be bad cards. Okay, well not. Let's get these Disinformation campaigns rolling. It's a good draw. Sure. What? Elemental? Sure. I'm going to put this on the battlefield tapped. And let's get them to discard again. Get them low on hands. Low on cards in hand. Okay, good. So these are feeling great. Risen Reef, we'll just get rid of that. Let's see what... Yeah, we have another black, so we can still... Actually, do I want to do that? I should have... yes. And... because of this, I'm just going to use this and get rid of that entirely. Could have gotten rid of that Ember Cat. Doesn't really matter. It's just a 2/2. Sure. 3/3. It's a 3/3. Yes. Wow. Ha. So what do I want to get? So I can use... I guess, do I unexplained... I think I'm just going to pass the turn and then unexplained it. And the next turn I can Eldest Reborn. So they're going to play a big Voracious Hydra. So this dress is probably dead now. Spitfire doesn't really seem to fit. Okay, so this is good. So we're going to do that. See what they do. We're going to bounce it. And then we will Eldest Reborn. We're going to bounce that. Yep. No. We're keeping that. Yep. There's a chance if I draw land... Oh, wait. I knew I wasn't going to draw land because... Obviously. So there's a chance that I could get rid of both of these. So do I risk getting... I mean, no. Let's just get rid of this thing. This is huge. Get rid of it while we can. Yep. I mean, they're getting value out of those. Okay, I'm just going to clear out their hand here, I think. That's what I want to do. I'm getting value out of mine. Wow, that felt good. Oh my gosh. Yep. Now they can start using this thing to draw cards each turn. They take a little damage here. Oh. Yes, I think we're just going to put Nissa. Right. Seems really solid. We shall kill the reef. And I think we're just going to create a land. You as a swamp.
The land shall conquer you.
And we're going to pass the turn. Sure. That's kind of cool. That can kill basically anything. So if he aims it at that, I'm just going to bounce, I don't know, the Ember Cat, I think. Shh. You 4 other creatures. It doesn't really matter, does it? So it won't kill it. And sure, I'll take the land. We'll get these back, and we'll be able to discard both their cards next turn. Or at least one of them if they play it. Sure. Seems good. Okay. Oh, that's great. Oh, we got a Yarok out of their hand. Even better. Let's get rid of this Omnath. And somehow I think we're outvaluing the value elementals. We're gonna untap a blue land.
Be wary of the ground you walk on.
Do I want to just sacrifice a land? I don't think so. Huh, that is a good question. I don't know, I just said oops. So if I get another Eldest Reborn, what am I going to play? Maybe Yarok? We don't really have anything in our deck that's that important to be put to the top of the library. Or put into onto the battlefield. Eldest Reborn is a really cool card. It's less good against decks like this, but our opponent might just be roping us now. Volsmir. Maybe they said oops because they were gonna start roping. I don't know. It is okay. One timer down. Yep. It would seem like they 100%. We're just gonna sit here. Rage quit. It's not that long of a time. And one more after this. I don't know if there's amount of video evidence that's needed. This doesn't happen very often, but the fact that it was preceded by an oops. So yeah, the deck seemed pretty strong. Disinformation campaign might be better as a 3 of, because you don't want, when this happens, they're just kind of useless. And I don't know if the Conchive Concoct fits, but we'll see. Alright. There it is. We're in game 1. Alright, game 2. We're going to be on the draw. This seems like a fine hand. Got potential removal for whatever they play second. And then we can start tearing apart their hand. Mono green. It would be nice to have Ritual of Soot in the deck, but we do not. Palaka Worm seems good. I think what I want to do here is tie up their mana, so I'm just going to bounce the Jade Light. Just so I don't take too much damage early. And I'm going to be spending my turn. Cry's probably fine. What? Okay. Well, I think we're just going to get rid of these Llanowar Elves. Glad I kept that Cry then. So now I'll be able to Disinformation campaign more effectively because they won't be able to dump their hand as quickly. So, seems good. There's a Jade Light. They need to dig for lands. Please don't get lands. Okay, they got one land. Shifting Ceratops. Okay. I'm just gonna do this number. That's really great. Put that in play tap. Next turn we'll be able to Disinformation and then Thought Erasure, getting back the campaigns. We're at 19 life, that's healthy still. Ceratops might be a problem. Yeah, that's a problem. That is a problem. But let's get rid of their cards here. Yep, okay. Golden. Alright. And Eldest Reborn seems great. I'm just going to start making them sack all their creatures. Get back to hand. So we're going to go down to not very much life. Well, that makes all of our sacrifice effects a lot worse. Huh. We might just be dead here. I can't bounce that. Let's see what they do. And then we're probably dead. Okay, yeah, we're dead. See what they do again. Alright. Lost to mindless mono green. It's okay. On to game 3. Alright, game 3. Now, I think this is going to be a keep. That's the thing. But just let it be known that this is our 3rd game, and this is the first one that Thought Erasure has been in the opening hand. So it's a small size, but what? Dragon Horde, Goblin. We got a lot of nothing, so I think we're just gonna take Crater Maker. I need a swamp. Yep, okay, that's fine. This looks like they're not doing much of anything. Do I want to take theirs? Sure, why not? Lava Coil, I don't want to leave that with him. Sarkin's Whelp, it's a 2/2 flyer. That dies. Interesting. Okay. I think we're just going to take Dragon Sword. I don't know. I don't know. Nothing else really seems that threatening. Like, it's a 2/2 flyer. So we're just going to go like this. Boop. GG. Edchu is the guy's name. Now if he lava coils that, that's great. 2 for 1. Yep. Land. That's fair. We're just gonna sit here. I think we win the long game of just sitting here forever. Especially when we draw Doom Whisperer. 6/6 for 5. Seems good. And now we can just start surveilling and doing all this crap all day. Yep. That's impressive if that works. Alright, that was a quick win. The deck definitely felt overpowered there. That was good. Alright, game 4. Game 4. See, in that previous game, the deck just felt really strong, and that's the way it should be. If you've got a solid deck, it should just wipe the floor with those not very well constructed decks, and it did. So we're just gonna grab their Johnny's Pride Mate before it can do anything. Teferi. What? Really? Playing Scape Shift? Come on, man. I think I don't want that, right? Sure. I guess it's a card. Dawn of Hope. Okay. We're gonna start chipping away at their life total with, not their life total, with their hand. Eldritch Reborn seems fine. Next turn, not sure what I want to do here. Growth Spiral. I guess I will Thought Rager and get back this campaign for next turn. That was a good draw. And there's a land. That's awesome. So if they don't play their field here, they lose it. Okay, they lose it. I could play Doom Whisperer, because field doesn't actually get them any closer to... That's interesting. Sure. You're dead pretty soon. We'll see what they got. Okay. That's a bunch of zombies. Maybe it's just one. Nope. They're gonna gain a bunch of life. It's an interesting idea. Interesting. I think I want to surveil. Make sure there's a land on top. Oh, that's great. Okay, perfect. So we're gonna play this. Draw a card. Say adios to their zombie army. I should have attacked first, should I not have? Good stuff. That's really good.
I'm known for my excellent timing. I'll protect you.
I mean, I guess any deck's gonna lose if your opponent's playing Scape Shift in the unranked queue. I mean, there's just nothing. What can you do? Or Field of the Dead. Well, I think we're just gonna jam Doom Whisperer again. I hope we don't die in several turns. I'm pretty sure I passed the turn there. I'm not sure what.
There's nothing.
Alright, we're done. I'm gonna try one more game with this deck. Alright. Game 5. We're gonna be on the draw here. Nice sleeves. Alright, let's just see what's going on. See what they're up to. Oh. I think Find and Finality is probably the thing that I'm most afraid of. Yep. I'm going to be able to put the Water Grave into play untapped. Or, no, tapped. And then we'll start fake newsing next turn. Now we are making their embodiment of agonies better, but I can just bounce it. So now if they Assassin's Trophy it, that's fine. That's like a 3-for-1. Yep. Let's go get a Swamp. Struggling a little bit on the frame rate. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. Come on, play one of these cards. Okay, maybe not. I guess not. I think we're just going to play this. Drop our campaign, and we're just going to bury them in card advantage at this point. Drawing a lot of lands. Another finality. So I think what's going to happen is... Okay, there's that. I'm just going to bounce it. It's a 5/5. And they can have it back, actually. They can just keep it. Sure. Alright. That felt good. Alright, so the deck went 3-2. Beating a bunch of things, losing to mono green Stumpy, kind of a mindless deck, and losing also to Field of the Dead, which essentially is one of the best cards in the meta, and something that I would expect to see in ranked, but not in the unranked queue. So, I mean, what are you going to do? So just some thoughts. This card actually overperformed. It normally would be card disadvantage, but since we are packing 4 Disinformation campaigns, it actually works out really well. Thought Erasure is obviously a really good card. Cry of the Carminarium is good. Ravenous Chupacabra, Doom Whisperer. So a lot of these cards. Okay, so what didn't I like? Well, so these 2 cards, again, just top end. We don't have anything really that's worth putting from the graveyard to the battlefield. I mean, maybe at best you get to reuse a Chupacabra, so you're paying 5 mana for a Chupacabra, or maybe a Doom Whisperer, and maybe you can steal something, but that's for 4 mana. I mean, I guess there are uses for it. It just seems like it's an expensive card. Plaguecrafter. So Plaguecrafter is an interesting card. It's a 3 mana removal spell. So in that slot you also have Murder. Now it is a sacrifice effect which gets around hexproof, but we also have this 4 sacrifice effects as well. If I had a choice, well, first of all, I would probably get rid of Divest. Duress is okay against a lot of decks. Divest, I don't know, it's okay. This part of it is actually probably fine. I would probably cut 2 to 3 of these Plague Crafters and put in some Cast Down, or perhaps maybe a Noxious Grasp, or something along those lines. This does give us a defense against Planeswalkers, which is fair. But it's also a 3 mana thing that might just kill. Against the mono green deck, they just had 2 0/3 elementals, and I couldn't get rid of their Ceratops simply because my removal was just all sacrifice based. So they would have just sacrificed their 0/3, sacrificed their 0/3, and then attacked for the win. So, but yeah, the deck felt really strong. Sure, we lost to mono green. That's a frustrating loss, and then the Field of the Dead player. But I mean, we dominated our last 2 wins were just absolutely dominant, which shows that this deck has some strength. If you come up against an opponent whose deck is not optimized, then you should absolutely just obliterate them. And that's what we saw. That red deck didn't play anything until turn 3. And we've seen some of the decks before that I've played that the deck doesn't do anything until turn 3. This sort of falls into that trap. It doesn't affect the board except for with these 4, but we do have early plays. I would like to see some more, which is why I would like to maybe turn some of these into cast down, turn some of these into cast down, or disfigures. Maybe turn these into disfigure. But the deck has a lot of strength down here. Discard, Disinformation Campaign, Cry to catch up. So yeah, it felt good, and yeah, hopefully this can continue to be a deck that does well for art. So that'll be it for this video.